I wanted to talk a little bit about Antifa
Okay.
because a lot of people really don't know what they are. They're kind of taking over the scene. They've been declared a domestic terrorist organization now by President Trump. They are an anti-fascist movement that really started back in the 1920s and 30s in Germany. And they really have no headquarters or anything like that. So they can really be anybody doing anything and just calling themselves Antifa. I think we're walking a bit of a fine line with that, with President Trump labeling them as a domestic terror group, because, I mean, terrorists, isn't that normally like a shoot to kill situation if they're rioting or they're doing something? I mean, how close are we to doing something like that?
Well, I hope not, because then that'd be like Kent State all over again. And as a Kent State graduate, you don't want to be shooting people who are protesting. You're never going to win that. So I don't know how you solve that. I mean, I know that Portland's got some stuff going on right now. As you're talking about Antifa, it kind of made me wonder where did the name Antifa come from? I'm just curious. Have you looked into where that came from? The name?
It stands for anti-fascist. The contraction of anti-fascism. I printed out some facts here about it because I figured a lot of people hear the name but don't really kind of understand what it is.
That's kind of why I asked you that question.
They present themselves as opposing fascism, white supremacy, racism, authoritarianism, and in many cases, capitalism and state power itself. So take that for what you will.
Okay. It does say, according to what you sent me, that the mainstream political system they view as complicit or corrupt. They reject electoralism and conventional politics. Some lean towards anarchism or communism in their critique. So, who is funding these people? Has anybody bothered to check?
I think they're trying to check now, but I'll tell you what, man, if I were a betting man, my money would be on George Soros all the way. I mean, he benefits from the chaos. We talked a little bit about it last week with Jake and Adam and you and myself about how he makes his money on government disruption and chaos, and then he takes advantage of the stock market swing. So it's just an evil way of doing business, not even giving half a shit who he destroys and in the process. So